Thank you, Peter. Roy, thanks for coming out to talk to us, because that must be a really hard one to take after the way your players played.
Well, we've had a lot of hard ones to take. This is another one along the way. But I've got to say that I'm gutted for the players, because I'm gutted really about the way the game panned out. I think that having to play the game with 10 men for the last 15-20 minutes was unbelievably harsh on us. I don't believe it was worthy, the way we played, and the amount of fouls we committed, which were about the same amount as Liverpool's, maybe one or two less. I don't think we deserved 9 yellow cards. I probably deserved mine. So I'll shrug that off. But that's the way the game is going. I've got to say that, it's saddening for me to watch games like that, where a team does so well as the boys did and work so hard against all the odds and have to come away having lost 2 goals to 1.
Just touching on the red card, on the 2 incidents. Obviously, the first one, even that felt a little bit harsh, where he's retreated. He's tried to get out the way. But the second one, there was no one really in the stadium that believed. I think everyone was shocked when they saw the red come out.
He's been on 4 yellow cards for 3 games. He's shown incredible discipline. Van Dijk took the opportunity to get him the first yellow card by kicking the ball against him from a few yards away. That's very disappointing. I think if you're Liverpool Football Club, you don't need players of Van Dijk's quality and status in the game to try and get a player a yellow card by just kicking the ball against him. And the second one, I thought, was a good challenge. And even if it was deemed a foul, let's say it's deemed a foul, which it could be, it wasn't a yellow card offence. In fact, there's only one yellow card offence from our side that I would totally agree with, and that's the one where Joachim Andersen at the end of the game gets frustrated and kicks a player from behind. That was a yellow card.
We expect quite a high threshold for fouls. That's what we're told anyway, and you really don't feel that met it.
We're talking too much about the referees. I mean, the fact is, I'm afraid I've been in football a long time, and games like today make me realise that when the day comes to leave it behind, I won't be missing anything.
Talking about your players, you must feel a little bit positive, Roy, in terms of the response and the performance today. Obviously didn't get the result, and that must fill you with a bit of confidence going into the real hard set of games you've got coming up.
Well, you're right, Rio, but then I've never had any doubt about the players. You know, we're going through a bad spell, and it looks like the bad spell will continue, and we weren't helped today in the continuation of that bad spell. But I've never had any worries about the team with regard to the rest of the season. We're going to have to survive this bad spell. We have to get players fit again, and today not helped by having lost even more players. So it's not going to be a good time for us. But I've got no doubts in my mind whatsoever that the group of players we have here, and if we're able to add to them in January, that will be helpful too, that they will keep this club in the Premier League. But the fact is, if you want to keep raising the bat here and say, well, that's not good enough, you've got to be in the top 10, then that'll be difficult for us. With the players we got at the moment, I don't know that's going to be possible.
What areas would you look to reinforce in this squad?
Well, the first thing we've got to reinforce is in the centre of midfield, because, you know, we were a little bit light there anyway, and to lose Doucouré, who was one of our best players, and we don't really have someone to cover him. Chris Richards, I think, is doing a wonderful job, but he's a centre-back, having moved into midfield, and I'm pleased with him.
Physical
but
presence.
He's not really a classic central midfield. We don't have one of those. And, of course, the guys who play in what they now call the 8 positions alongside that defensive midfield player. We don't have an awful lot of options with us there. I think at the back we're okay. We've still got options there. We've got 2 good goalkeepers. So this team and this squad will get us through. I don't have one doubt in my mind. But this is just another one of those real blows that we've got to take, because we should be standing here, or at least I should be standing here, really feeling quite happy about a 1-1, perhaps even, you know, well done, boys, you played well today, but I've got to accept that performance has been turned into a 1-2.
Roy, it's quite sad to hear you say that. When you do step away, you won't be missing anything from the game. What is the main thing that you feel that you're not enjoying about the direction that the game's going in?
Refereeing. The refereeing and the referees' incentives. I'm absolutely sick about the handball interpretations. I'm sick about these yellow cards for time wasting. I'm sick about player behaviour all through the game. We're trying to do our job. The coaches who set this game up unbelievably well are trying to get a bit of advice out, and every time they step forward to get even close to me, the guy's screaming them to sit down again. I'm sick of those
things. What about VAR?
Well, I don't know VAR. I'm not a great lover of VAR, but there you are. You know, the fact is, that is what it is. We got used to that. I mean, I think it's less bothering for me in terms of the game and the way it's going, and handball decisions, like that disturbs me more. And VAR, well, sometimes it works in your favour, sometimes it doesn't. But what I don't really understand is we've got a referee out in the field who certainly made his presence felt out there today. He gives a clear penalty for the first one and then decides to change it, and then he gives no penalty for the second one and decides to change that. Well, who's refereeing the game? Is he refereeing the game, or is the game being refereed from an office somewhere? That's the question everyone should be asking. I think they do ask it. Anyway, I'm in a bad mood. You shouldn't really be. I've come out here out of courtesy.
Let's talk about what you can be proud of, Roy, going forward, because it's Man City away next, so another massive challenge. But what can you take from that game into that one from today? In terms of the positives. 4 less players to kick off with, and we have a very small squad. So if I'm to be brutally honest and answer the question, it's 4 less players I can take into that one. And the second goalkeeper's hardly played a game for the club during my time at the club. So it was going to be a tough ask anyway. Now it's become quasi impossible, I would think. I don't want to take positives from today's game. I really don't, because I don't feel positive. I feel gutted. Absolutely gutted about the way this football game played out today. Now, people would make their judgments on my comments as they wish, but I have been in football a long time. I do think sometimes I'm entitled to give that sort of opinion, because what I saw out there today and the way we lost this game, I thought was a gutting experience. Roy, we do appreciate you coming out to talk to us. I know
Pleasure.
That's a hard one to take. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck.